Hi, welcome back. We are going to resume the next chapter of my Rimworld playthrough. Take a look at this tip. I don't do manual priorities. I believe that people can achieve their workflow according to the check marks that I have set. So, we are slowly whittling away at Norris's resistance. When something came to mind, probably I'm going to need to convert these babies to my new religion, to my own religion before I have them join the colony, so that way there's no conflict between my babies. So in the previous episode we have completely mined away this hill, and now we can work on maybe moving some stuff around. So it'll be a possibility that we can have proper dorm rooms for everything. It looks like meat is starting to rot away in storage, so maybe I'm gonna need to put some fine meals back on the ticket. Especially since people are eating. I just want to make sure that we have the first in, first out processed down pat, so that none of the meat we hunt goes to waste. And that especially means not only are the people eating these good foods, but also the animals. What do you think, the government? Alright. Anyhow, we have some people just throwing up walls left and right. People cooking dinner and people eating dinner. And I see Baukamto is going to help with like taking inventory back to the shed. And it looks like Lagua is just about done putting up these walls, so now he's going to start moving construction around. Somebody is going to move this table pretty soon. But right now we have roofing to do and more walls to build. But I have to say this isn't a bad outcome. You know, I have 5 babies all working together on extending the fortress so that we could begin to have dorm rooms for everyone. And it's even looking like we're about to run out of shirts and pants. So the fact that I don't have a cowboy hat in inventory, okay, is because it moved up there. Alright, so we're caught up on the construction bit. I would like for us to see if we can catch up on the clinging and the organizing parts. Looks like Balcamto is consolidating the inventory and sweeping now. So I'm wondering if that means pretty soon we can put Grancia and Balcamto back on hunting duty. We've got a lot of food right now, and I'm really not in a hurry to continue this mess, but at the same time I would like for us to continue gathering fabrics for when it comes time to craft podicus for the winter. Now I've noticed that my scientist babies aren't doing any research, and that's because they're playing horseshoes or hoopstone, whatever. But we are nowhere near done researching for electricity as of this moment. However, I am going to unsuspend the crafting operation. And that means anyone except my scientist can go to work on the stonecutter's table. And Iragabar, and I think we're just going to leave Iragabar on the tailoring bench as well. We don't need any clothing right now, but you've detected a hunting worksite nearby by another tribe. I don't think there's anything we can do about that right now except live the best life we can. Balcamto is going out to do some hunting. We are just about running low on squirrels. Here are more guinea pigs we can kill, as well as a hare. There's a lot of gazelles and a couple of yaks, but I'm not ready for them just yet. Instead, I'm going to go into the orders tab and see if there are any trees we could possibly clear away from our base. Alright. Now, I don't have all the babies on plan cut, but the ones that I am going to put on there are going to benefit from the experience. So Balcamto and Grancia are hunters. So I am going to leave that up to Iragabar and Banastra to do the harvesting of the trees. This will ensure that we will continue to fatten up on wood supplies, and we are doing more than quite well on cooking, so let's put a pin in that for right now. Everybody's got to eat all this stuff first. So I kind of want to keep an eye on these stone bricks. It's 5 in the afternoon. We have 2 people working on researching. I would need to go to the floors and select sandstone tile to be laid. And that means my two researcher babies are going to be left alone on that front. So that means we have butchering and hopefully some construction coming up next. Let's look at Banastra. He's going to remove the flagstones because they provide no beauty. The reason why we are replacing flagstone with tile is because tile provides beauty and that makes everybody happy. And it is part of my ingrained characteristic that I want to make artificial intelligence entities as happy as I could possibly make them. So I see Lagua is going to continue researching. Landbra is going to level up his cooking skill with a bit of the old butchery. No issues here. We just need to wait for everything else to sort itself out. I think it's almost time for everyone to go to bed. Banastra carrying in some fabrics for our clothing. We don't still quite have enough for a lot of parkas come winter time. And when these guys finish reading up about harnessing lightning and storing it in wadded up pieces of paper called capacitors, which we can then develop into batteries, we will accompany the government to bed. And I'm not sure if we have enough resources right now to continue our expansion. I do have people assigned to crafting and I've got stone cutting enabled. But the fact that no one is cutting stone tells me that our hunters are busy. Our lumberjackers are also busy. And there's nothing wrong with people chopping wood or hunting guinea pigs. And the reason why I'm continuing to hunt small game is because we don't want to have a lot of meat. Because that'll rot. I would like to level up my animal handling skill, and the fact I didn't get a warning on the yak or the gazelle says a lot. Maybe my handlers can do something with them. So we can't do Mega Sloth. But everything else that I've selected for training, we can probably do something to level up their handling skill. So I will turn everyone onto handle. That way they could use some of the resources to our advantage instead of letting it rot. Grancia is trying to hunt this guinea pig with her machine pistol the best she can. And that's a good thing, because if bad guys come, we want her to be good at the gun. So this is practice for Grancia. And it's funny to imagine her running through the forest trying to get a bead on these tiny guinea pigs at night. But it's time for bed. I'm going to look at the whole world for just a moment. If I were to decide to pack my babies up and move them to a mountain base, I couldn't do it nearby because there are work sites nearby. But maybe I can try to get someone here at this mountainous range. The closest one I could get is here at this arid shrubland. But what would make the most sense if I were to send a caravan out is this mountainous tile off the road. But that would be a long journey from my home right here. Instead, I could either look into any of the mountains in the desert, and that wouldn't be cool. So any of these mountainous tiles in the temperate forest would be a good, more permanent home. But we have already obtained domesticated animals who probably would not be able to survive the trip. So we are essentially stuck here until we research the technology that would allow us to rocket ourselves to a different tile. And that requires gasoline, processing, and electricity. So this is going to have to be our base of operations for the time being. But at least we have laid our sandstone tile for this column. In the next episode, we will try to lay tile for this column of our workshop slash dining area. I'm also going to see if I can't consider another arrangement. Like, what if I take these two research tables and just kind of, well, I can't do this one yet, but this one moves. Can I move him to be relocated here? And it's like, space already occupied. Maybe I need to move this chair back first and move the torch out of the way. Then the space wouldn't already be occupied. So somebody will come along to move the table and turn the chair, and we'll put this research table up against it, and that'll clear out some space. Everyone is asleep, but you know what I was talking about earlier about having another prison cell? Yeah. So we got a 44-year-old dude named Boyle who is the sheriff. He's gonna bleed to death in about 9 hours. Banastra is awake and getting ready to have breakfast, so maybe we can address that in the next episode. Until then, thank you for watching. I love you, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.